Hey guys, Chris here. You join me here in Arendal on this beautiful July day, this beautiful summer day here in my hotel room. Yes, I'm out traveling. Sorry guys, there aren't any travel vlogs because I'm so busy with work. I'm so exhausted and I don't have the time, guys. I do apologize that, but I am going to show you guys this beautiful, beautiful view out of my hotel room. Hope the camera's catching that. This place is just gorgeous, but over to today's topic, today's video. Today we're comparing the Volvo XC90 and the Volvo XC60, in which car I would buy and what car you should buy. Yes, I do drive a 2018 Volvo XC90 T8 inscription, but I do drive that car for a number of specific reasons that might not apply to you. So the car I am going to recommend at the end of the video might actually surprise you guys. I changed up the camera angles. I wanted to have this beautiful view as the background, but because the light was hitting through the window onto the camera, everything just became dark. So this is the camera angle we're going to work with. So over to the XC90. That's where we'll start. And just for background reference, I'm now on my second XC90 in a total ownership period of about 2.5 years. My XC90, my current XC90 is 5 months now. 5 months old now, done 20,000 kilometers. My last one I had for 18 months, and I did 93,000 kilometers in that car. I've driven a ton of new Volvos in the past few years. So I do feel like I have good knowledge about the XC90 especially, and also the XC60, which I've driven on multiple occasions. I've had 3 press cars on that car, and I've driven, you know, the cross country, the V90, I've driven the V90, I've driven the S90, I've driven all new Volvos, the XC40, and so on and so forth, just to get that out of the way. And I'm talking from my experience and my preferences and what I think about the car. So without further ado, let's hop into the pros of the XC90. Number 1 is the luxurious interior. This interior is so gorgeous, materials are so beautiful, and quality is so high. It's the best in the class, no competition at all. Next point, the luxurious ride if you get the car on air suspension and if you get an 18 model, and that's specific to these cars becoming better and better with the years. Yes, my 16 model rode nicely on air suspension on 20s. My 18 model on air suspension and 22s rides about 30% better in my opinion. So that's something to, you know, to look out for and to consider, that the newer the XC90, the better it will ride. I don't know if it's software or if it's hardware or if it's both. I'm not quite sure, but I know that the 17 model I had last summer as a press car rode better than my 16 model, so that goes to say something. Next is looks. The exterior of the XC90 is one of the best looking Volvos to date. I think it looks better than the XC60. It's only barely beaten by the S90 and the new Volvo S60, which is so gorgeous. Check out my video up there in the right corner. On that video, if you haven't seen that, that car is so beautiful. Next point, cabin space. The cabin of the XC90 is so large and so vast. It's wide, it's tall, it's roomy, it has a very nice airy feeling. So the cabin is just so nice, not only in materials and in looks, but also in size. Next point, trunk space. One of the biggest trunks you can get in this size of vehicle. I think the Q7 on paper is bigger, but in real life the XC90 is bigger, especially below the parcel shelf or the trunk divider. It is larger, believe me guys. Last pro is It's a 7-seater. 7 seats, and that's really practical when you need it. Not always. In my last XC90, which I almost had for 2 years, I used it once. In my XC90 I have now, I've used it actually twice, so in only 5 months, so that goes to show. So, cons of the XC90, it's large on the exterior. Too large for the city for most people. I'm used to driving it. I have no problems driving large cars, but a lot of people I know think it's just too big for the city. And this photo overlay here from me parking in Oslo from my Instagram account shows that it doesn't even fit in between the lines. So it really is big. Since it's so tall and so heavy and so comfortable, compromise goes into body motion. So on a twisty road, it rolls about and it moves about. There is a lot of body motion in comfort mode. I don't mind it that much, but my girlfriend, when she's riding, especially in the back seat, she complains a lot. She's always saying I corner at too high of a speed when I'm actually doing like 10 or 20 below the speed limit. But it just has a lot of body motion, the XC90 with air suspension in comfort mode. Last con, it's more expensive than the XC60. Yes, you get more stuff, but it is more expensive naturally. Volvo XC60, a car I love a lot, and I've probably done 10,000 kilometers in the XC60, the new model, both in gas and in diesel engine versions. So, Pro, luxurious interior. It's not quite there at the XC90 level, but it sure is damn close. You can't get the thing like the Alcantara or the Nubuck headliner, the Napa leather, you know, sun visors like the one I have on my XC90, but it comes really close. It's about 8.5 out of 10, while the XC90 is 10 out of 10, and for the price, well, it's just really, really nice. The XC60, like the XC90, has a luxurious ride. The last XC60 I drove, or 2 XC60 versions ago, had air suspension and 22s, and that car rides just as good as my XC90. 3. Looks. The XC60 is one gorgeous car, though, in my opinion, not as pretty as the XC90. I still think the XC90 is prettier. It's so close. The front is really pretty. I love the rear end. It's just beautiful, especially with the right exterior packages and on 22-inch rims. I think you can't go wrong with that car. Next Pro, it's the right size inside and out. So on the exterior, it's not too long, it's not too wide, it's perfect for the city. So where the XC90 is too big for the city, this car is just perfect. Fits nicely in parking spots and is really nice to maneuver, while maintaining a big enough cabin to haul around 5 people in comfort. Not as big as the XC60, but it is big enough. Next point, handling and body control is superior to the XC90. It's so planted, it doesn't move around nearly as much as the XC90. It's more suited for twisty roads and sporty driving. Last Pro, it's cheaper than the XC90. Naturally, it's the class below, but it is cheaper. So we have a few cons with the XC60. Number 1 is it's a 5-seater only. So if you need a 7-seater, well, the XC60 is out of the question. It only has 5 seats. It has a smaller trunk than the XC90, naturally. So if you're going to haul a lot of stuff, well, it might not be the best choice for you, but it's still huge, the trunk. Next con, it's not as quiet as the XC90 at highway speeds. It's almost there, but the XC90 is whisper quiet, and that's a pro I forgot to leave out from that car. The XC90 is whisper quiet, especially when you get it with the double paned laminated glass. It's really nice. Today on the motorway at about 130 kilometers an hour, that's what, that's about 75 miles an hour. I measured between 66 decibels on nice pavement, not new pavement, but nice and smooth pavement, to about 69 decibels on more coarse pavement, so it's really quiet. The XC60 is a very quiet car, but it's not quite there. It's about 9/10, so if you want the quietest car, go for the XC90. And the last con, well, this is subjective. Again, it's not as pretty as the XC90. I think the XC90 just has nicer lines. It's more classy. I think it will age better, and it has nicer proportions. So those were a lot of pros and a lot of cons. So if it wasn't for me needing a huge trunk to haul around my work stuff, and especially when I bring my girlfriend and my daughter when doing these work trips, I wouldn't need an XC90. I would have chosen an XC60. It drives better, it rides as good, it's not as pretty, not as nice on the inside, but it's a more practical size, and it's cheaper, though more fuel efficient, barely, but it's cheaper, it's smaller, it's faster. So for my use, where I, do 1 million highway miles, where I need a huge trunk, we were just over to Bergen, a few weeks back for work, and I brought the family, and we just barely fit everything. The stroller, luggage for 2 people, all our baby equipment, all my work stuff, it barely fit beneath, the trunk cover, and that's where I want to keep things, because I don't want to travel with my family and, fill the trunk up to the roof and have things flying if we have a crash or if we have to do an emergency braking. So that's why I really do need a huge trunk, and I want everything in the trunk so it's safe and sound. So the car I would choose if I didn't need, that cargo capacity would be the XC60. No doubt in my mind, but because I need that, I have an XC90. So guys, what do you guys think? And have you guys, been on the fence between which car to choose? Are you on the fence? I do then hope this video will help you. But if you have been on the fence between the XC90 and the XC60, let me know in the comments down below which car you ended up choosing. So guys, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please drop me a thumbs up down below. And for more car content, as always guys, please subscribe. See you guys later, and goodbye.